Hey everybody, I'm going to do something I told myself I would never do. I'm going to talk about another reviewer. Specifically, I'm going to talk about the critical drinker. So here's the thing, I think it's kind of weird and maybe a little creepy sometimes to talk about other reviewers because I don't know, it just feels like if you've never met the person, if you don't know the person, you probably shouldn't talk about them, especially on YouTube in front of everybody. Especially if you're a reviewer, that's not your job. You're supposed to be reviewing movies or having discussions. But, all right. So, let me go back, rewind a little. So, Critical Drinker is someone that I've watched for a long time. Sometimes I'm like, oh, because I don't agree with him all the time, but often I do. Like, he's a really good story analyzer. He does a great job of looking at your story, breaking it down, telling you what works, what doesn't work, why it doesn't work, how you went wrong. And like if you have some BS part in your story that just doesn't make any sense, like he is so good at grabbing that, pulling it to the forefront and showing it to you. And he does it in a funny way that is not surprisingly, critical in nature, but also funny as heck. So it's just kind of his personality. But over the years, as I've watched him, I've really grown to appreciate him as a writer, as a storyteller, but really as an editor. He is a superb story analyst. And I've kept all this to myself. I really don't talk about people. Again, it feels really weird to do this. But he just did this video on Star Trek Unification, this short little film, this short little Star Trek film, where they used images from past TV shows and films from the original Star Trek. They used William Shatner and de-aged him to create this short film of Captain Kirk basically walking through his life and seeing different versions of himself and different characters and different moments in his life. And there's really no dialogue. It is almost 8 minutes long, and it is a deeply poignant short film that honestly encapsulates everything that is good about original Star Trek, everything that made that fandom so strong and so vibrant. And it brings back the times, like it brings back these memories that I have of me and my mom sitting on the couch watching Star Trek together. Like some of the best memories of my childhood with my mom watching these old TV shows. Honestly, it's no wonder that I ended up being a TV critic, right? Uh-huh. But in any case, so I would have to say the review, not even a review, it is a video essay that the Critical Drinker put together on that short film. And the way he breaks it down, the way he builds that essay, the way he starts out, the way he kind of builds in concession and argument and example and resolution. I mean, he actually builds this beautiful story in his video essay that is as impressive as the short film itself because it gets at the emotion. It gets at why we love Star Trek. It gets at the fandom. It gets at the things that went wrong in the films while also kind of pulling together everything that this little short film does and gets right. And I gotta say, like, you you hear a lot about Critical Drinker, like how a lot of these studios are like, he's evil, he's bad, he's destroying cinema, he's destroying the IPs we've spent so much money on. And you see some of his reviews, and boy, some of them are pretty sharp. I mean, sharp as in, ouch, that hurts. Um, and I'm sure the studios are not appreciative of that. And he doesn't really cut you quarter when you screw things up and you mess up on a character, you mess up on a storyline, you mess up on dialogue, you mess up on the tech, all of it. Like he's so good at pulling all of that out that when he does a video essay like this, you actually see why he is such a good critic, why he is so good at pulling out these things that the studios get wrong, and also that the studios get right in their movies or in their series. And it's just a really beautiful thing to see these moments in a person that you've gone through this emotion with them, like, man, I hate that guy. And then also, man, I love that guy. That it really does kind of come full circle. And if you haven't seen the new short film, Star Trek Unification, you should definitely go see it. It's worth your time. It's 8 minutes of time that you'll probably want to watch again and again because it's that good. But also, you should go watch the Critical Drinkers video essay on this short film because it is that good. And it is an example of why he is such a good story analyst and storyteller. So he's not just coming at studios and the films that they make with the intent of like, I don't know, monopolizing social media and taking advantage of the algorithm. You can tell he really loves these things. You can tell that he appreciates the story and the character and the building of a franchise that mattered to him as he grew up and went through life, and how that impact kind of made him feel as that franchise changed through time. And it all comes out in this essay. And I think that if you are a fan of Critical Drinker, you know what I'm talking about. If you are not a fan of him, if he's someone that you've kind of pressed up against and been like, ooh, I don't really like his attitude. Oh, he's not very nice. Oh, he's so mean. Whatever you might think about him, watch this video essay and you will see why he's so good at what he does and why he takes the liberties and the license that he takes when he does his reviews. And frankly, if I were a studio, I would be like, what's that guy saying about my film? Oh my God, he's right. Maybe we should actually listen to him and make some like checklists of things that we should look for when we're looking at a script so that we don't make those mistakes again. And so that when we do release a film, it's good and engaging and has strong characters and a great plot and kind of a ending that will send you off leaving the theater feeling like you just had an experience. So yeah, check it out. I think you'll really like it. And I think it'll give you a side of Critical Drinker that you may not necessarily know, especially if all you hear about him is that he's ruining Hollywood, because he's not. What he's doing is he's holding storytellers to a higher level and saying, look, if this is the bar, you need to be above it, not below it. And calling people out on that is actually part of the conversation that critics and filmmakers need to have together. And this is the space that we do it. All right, so that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoy my little video. And more than anything, I hope you enjoy Star Trek Unification. Go see it. Watch Critical Drinker's essay. I think you're going to like it. Thanks, everybody. And while you're here, do be sure, I know, I hate saying this. I hate saying it. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more because it matters and I appreciate it. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. See you later. Bye.